This week on Not Another Shooting Show.
I'm a hypochondriac on the best of days.
Did you figure out what that rash was, by the way?
But I've never really done anything with it.
Well, you didn't have to do shit.
He's got that growth hormone six-pack.
He handed me a clip of ammunition.
Andy was like, what's that mean?
He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is Not Another Shooting Show. Jeff, it's been a banner weekend. I'm crazy tired. You've got to be tired. But
I'm
hey,
exhausted, yes.
at least we didn't shoot ourselves in the leg.
Yay.
Enfield, Connecticut. An Enfield man was rushed to Bay State Hospital after accidentally shooting himself Monday night. So how do you suppose he shot himself, Jeff? Was it A, he was fumbling with the pistol in his pocket? Was it B, he was cleaning it and thought it was unloaded? Or was it C, his wife actually shot him?
I mean, my go-to excuse is always B, because everyone always shoots themselves while cleaning their gun.
Good job, Jeff. Yes. It was the old, I was cleaning my gun and it just went off excuse. It was loaded. He thought his Smith & Wesson handgun was unloaded. It was not. It caused a significant gunshot wound in the man's leg. His wife heard cries for help and called 911 immediately. Officers arrived, put a tourniquet on it, went to the hospital. The firearm was seized pending further investigation to make sure he was properly licensed for it in the People's Republic of Connecticut. And, yeah. But wait, there's more. Youngstown, Ohio, police currently investigating after a man said he accidentally shot himself with was it A, his own gun, B, a stolen gun, or C, I don't have a C. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Well, I always get nervous going with the same answer twice, so I'm going to go with stolen gun.
No, it was a stolen gun, yes. Well done, Jeff. It was a stolen gun. They showed up. He'd been sitting on the couch, and he was just like, oh, I'm gonna get my gun out. Boom! Goes off. It was in like his hoodie pocket. Shot himself in the lower right stomach. Police spoke to a witness who told police he had heard a gunshot while he was in the kitchen and then ran to check it out. The witness told officers he found the man sitting on the living room couch with a gunshot wound to the stomach. Owie. That's rough. The police, here's the funny part though. Police found the gun in a drawer in the hallway and a magazine on a nightstand in the bedroom. Well,
Wait, what? What?
But wait, there's more. According to the report, police also found clear baggies of a white powdery substance and white pills in plain sight. Mm-hmm.
So
And a
hide
check.
the gun, but not the drugs.
Yep, and a check of Youngstown Police Department's gun index, whatever, revealed it was registered as stolen. So, I don't think they're registered there. I think it was reported stolen. So they had the, listing there. So far, no charges have been filed, but well done, Jeff. You found one close to home. Omaha, Nebraska. Somewhere in middle America. A man was critically injured after accidentally shooting himself in Omaha on Friday morning. Glad he didn't come to the night match. Officers responded to a residence near 44th and, is it Cummings Street?
Cummings. Yep.
It's
Cummings
Cumming and it's spelled like that, C-U-M-I-N-G. That's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, man. Do they call it Lover's Lane? It happened around 8:30 a.m. Authorities said a man dropped a gun, fired a round into his leg after it hit the floor. Must have been a Shadow 2 with an extended firing pin, right?
Or a P320.
Or a P320. He was transported to a local hospital in critical condition with non-life-threatening injuries. Oh, I thought you told me it was a .357 Magnum.
I was going to bring that up. It was posted on another thread about this one. It was a .357 Magnum revolver that he dropped and shot himself in the leg with.
I didn't think they were. I thought those were drop. Well, I guess my Smith & Wesson .357 Magnum is drop safe.
Yours is 44th and Cummings. That gun is probably not very new. This guy's probably not the first owner.
It may have been made in the mid 20th century. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, it could be kind of special, maybe like a Saturday night kind of special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we had one hell of a time last night with the night match. Joining us tonight, the man who has yet to beat me at the Iowa section, ladies and gentlemen, it is Stephen Tomlinson. Welcome to the show, Stephen.
Hey,
Look at me pulling out the applause button again. I'm going a little overboard.
For me?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got a ding ding. What else do I have? Never mind. Okay.
Bust out all the Foley work.
Okay, so Steven is a name that I mention at least once a show, just because of the whole, just because it became a thing, so it's a thing. That's all it is. I like Steven. I don't have it out for him, but I was glad that I beat him at the Iowa section last year. So, Steven, who are you? What's your deal? What? You shoot guns too, right?
I do that. I think I would have to do that kind of to lose to you at the Iowa section last year. So kind of a prerequisite for losing to Andy Erickson.
I'm tired. I'm not a great interviewer tonight.
Oh, I'm also tired. I've been getting back at 3 a.m. yesterday and then staying up for an additional hour. We're all probably in some sort of state.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we did the night match. I put in a question right away because it was something you talked about last week, Jeff, about shooting matches and like you don't even like the match. You just go because your friends are there. But like last night at the match, did you have fun?
It was a more enjoyable match than most. Yes.
Well, you didn't have to do shit. First of all, like I mean,
I know.
But like I mean, the same as when I went to the rifle match down in Omaha.
Yeah.
Like you're driving from 3 hours away. You don't have to be there for setup. Like that's fine. 100%.
Right. No, it's nice to be a bit of a competitor. Like, of course, I'm going to run the tablet. Of course, I might take the timer every once in a while. Like, but it is nice to just be like, okay, I'm just enjoying the shooting element of it, and it was one of the more fun matches that I have shot in recent memory. So yes, it was a fun match. The ambiance and the novelty of it definitely took it up several notches.
Oh yeah, for sure. It also didn't hurt that it was when shooting started. I looked at my phone; it was 73 degrees.
Oh yeah,
which that has not happened for any of it. We had one that was, I think this is our fifth one. We had one that was, it was pleasant. Like it was in like there was no wind. It was like upper 50s, low 60s, something like that. You know, it was like light jacket weather, but we've never had one where I wore a t-shirt the whole time. So, yeah.
It was dicey for a minute there because right before the sunset, we had that massive storm cloud roll overhead and got a little bit of sprinkling.
Well, a little sprinkle, yeah. It wasn't a very big thing. I was just annoyed that it wouldn't sit there so it would get dark sooner. And then we found out that the new LED yard light that we have at the gun club is apparently like a cajillion lumen candela, whatever yard light, because it's like it's not getting dark. I was out here the other night, it was darker, and I realized it's that stupid yard light, so someone figured out how to shut it off.
As soon as that thing went out, it was spooky dark.
Yeah,
it was like
as soon as
Midwest,
that
middle
went
of
out-
nowhere dark.
I mean, it's just like a farmyard light. It's just not the old style. It's like an LED, and it was like like everybody's casting shadows all over the bay we were starting on. I'm like, this sucks. And then that went out, and yeah, it was cool. So, Steven, your first night match.
My first night match.
Your base impressions. You'd never shot in the dark at all, ever?
No, yesterday I've had a weapon mounted light for my Glock for a little while now, but I've never really done anything with it. I had to buy a light bearing holster specifically for this event.
By the way, where did you get it? Because yours is way nicer looking than the. I mean, yours was just basically a gun bucket holster, right?
It's the carry concealment holster. It's the same brand that I have for my Glocks for my when I'm not running the light. So yeah, carry concealment. They make a pretty decent holster. It's got a kind of a gimmicky little magnet retention that doesn't really do anything when you have the light attached. But I wanted just a similar form factor, like so I could just plug it into to my hanger and not have to worry about anything else. So it was a little bit different, but it worked perfectly for last night. Definitely better than having level 3 retention.
Yeah,
psychopaths.
I mean, mine's just a level 2, and it's not too bad just hitting that thumb brake or whatever to get it out, but it's a pain in the balls to get it back in though, because it's got like the Safariland is really concerned about anything getting onto your optics, so they have that like cover for it, And that keeping that out of the way when I'm just trying to put it away is really annoying. So first time shooting a night match.
Yes.
What was the thing that struck you immediately after you shot your first stage?
So having never even LARPed around really with my gun light in the house or anything, how much you can't see outside of the beam was probably the most surprising thing. Me and Jeff talked about it in the car on the way home. Usually you have that rule of thumb is get your eyes on the next target, bring the gun to it, and
right.
then when you have the light, all you can see is where your gun is pointing. So you snap over and you just don't see anything until you get the gun over there, and then the targets just sort of appear. That was probably just the weirdest thing to have to get used to.
Yeah, for sure. It's just all of a sudden, oh, there it is. Especially if it's a wider transition where your eyes are really getting there sooner.
Yep.
If it's relatively close, it's not too bad, but it's a little harder to not do the tank turret thing.
Yeah.
When
especially with the first 2 bays that we shot, we had some wide transitions right at the start, fairly a little bit, but nothing egregious.
Yeah. And so Jeff, what division were you shooting?
I was shooting the proper division of enhanced optics.
Yeah. Steven and I were shooting practical optics. And
what's the key difference there, Andy?
Key difference.
I'm just for the lay shooter.
For the lay shooters, for anyone who doesn't follow hit factor rules. So practical, and I lobbied. I told Todd you should make practical optics a 15-round division. That would be cool. And he made it 15 rounds, and so that was the division I signed up for. It was the division. I just assumed you also, Steven, signed up for enhanced optics because everybody and their dog seems to be doing that.
No, I also I ponied up for the practical optics division to Todd, and I keep every time I see him, I'm set a weight limit.
Yeah.
And the last time I talked to him, he said he might do it if we run hit factor rules for long enough. But yeah, so I enjoy 15 round CO.
But it's 15 rounds. And here's the thing. And it's just like USPSA. You can have one in your chamber and then no more than 15 in the magazine, once you've taken the beep. And our first round, Jeff, do you remember how many rounds our first stage was?
I'm pretty sure it was 16 if you went 1 for 1 on the
It was 16
little
rounds.
seal.
Yeah. And I had 16 rounds in my gun. And I was shooting pretty good. Everything's going well according to plan. Knee's feeling good. Knee felt great. Which, by the way, it's swollen like a fucking softball right now.
I can imagine.
It didn't. It didn't like it by the time I woke up this morning. Everything's going great, except I missed that mini popper on the right. I had already started transitioning to the far left when I went bang bang, and I went back to the popper, and my gun was locked open. Fuck. Reload. Bang! Fuck! I never even thought of it. I never once considered reloading. Not once until the gun went empty. Did the thought of reloading the gun at some point on the stage cross my mind? And I was just
genuinely hate to see it. You hate to see it. That is kind of my fault, though, right? Because you were planning on shooting enhanced. Because you had so many people register for practical.
No, I wasn't planning on it.
Until the night before.
I was shooting practical. I sent an email out to everybody just going, just so you know, if you want to fill your mags, then you better be in enhanced. And then
so
a
many
whole
people
bunch of people jumped. Yeah.
So many people switched.
Yeah, I think there was only 4 or 5 left in practical. So, yeah. So my gun went dry. And it cost me probably 30 seconds. 2, 3, something like that. Yeah. So there was that. What else, guys? What else about the match was interesting or fun? First off, our squad was awesome.
Yes.
We just had basically a whole bunch of people I knew. Pretty much the rest of the squad was all locals who either shoot a little bit or shoot a lot, and they all reset. And the 2 guys that ran the one of the other squads, I felt so bad for them because they were still shooting. Shooting started about 8:45, and we were done just after midnight, I think. 5 stages, something like that.
Yep.
And it was Like, you guys, were they done before you guys left?
No,
We were still hearing shots from like bay 2 or 3 whenever we got in the truck.
Yep.
And you guys helped tear down 2 stages before you left. They had a bunch of new young guys, and they just weren't resetting. And it's the second time those 2 guys were paired as ROs for a night match and got screwed by people who weren't resetting. There was a bunch of guys who just left. I think at the last one.
Maybe we need like a procedural in there for not resetting, or you need just carry a squirt bottle and just like get.
I
Yeah,
told him like, if that ever happens again, come find me, call me over, because they're both really nice guys and not terribly confrontational.
Yeah,
and
they're Midwesterners.
I'm not that way. I'm very confrontational when it comes to people not resetting the stage. And if you guys aren't going to reset the stage, well, we're just going to make it easier on the ROs, and you're not going to shoot anymore. Okay,
Right.
So
our squad got complimented by one of your local guys, because he's like, this squad's running so efficiently. I'm like, yeah, because we're all used to running like efficiently. So one of us, either me or Steven, was normally scoring one side, while Andy or one of the other ROs was scoring the other
Josh
side.
was the other one, yeah.
Yep. And so we were always getting like, basically it took us like 2 minutes to fully score and be done, and that's with having to check every target with your flashlight.
Yeah.
And so there are ways to be efficient that sometimes people don't realize, and the more experienced you are, the more you're like, just like I was always standing right by the first target, and the second I heard unload, show clear, light on, start scoring.
Yeah.
Yep.
But no, I really enjoyed all of the stages. I thought I think that there's almost, people get too obsessed with like options and making the coolest stage ever, that we forget sometimes it's fun to just have a nice, simple, straightforward stage that you just try to shoot fast.
Yeah, and just see who does it better. It's still a performance game. It isn't a gaming game. It ultimately comes down to who performs the best.
Yeah,
And
unfortunately, Steven performed the best last night.
Yeah,
like,
Steven-
that made it unfortunate.
I wasn't going to mention it, guys. I don't know where you. I'm surprised you
I
brought
was
it
going
up.
to mention it, but we just got talking about it, and I kind of forgot. Yeah, Steven crushed Souls last night. I think I was kind of close to you on 2 stages, but other than that, I also had 2. I had 2 mics on the final shot of my stage. Twice.
Yeah, in that last array, yeah.
On the one with the lit up berm,
Yep.
the very last target, because it was 16 rounds and it was like kind of dumb to do another reload in there. I was trying to figure out a way to do it and I didn't. So 30 round stage, shot 14 on the first, reloaded. There's 16 targets left after that, went 1 for 1 on everything. And it's a wide open target, and I center punched an alpha, and there's no other hole on the target. And I'm just like, okay, I called like a delta or a mic over on the other array, and it was a barely on the shoulder delta. But this one, I have no idea what happened with that one. I'm saying it was a double. I'm not going to ask for the double. I was not going to ask for it. Absolutely not. I'm not that big a douchebag. I think I might have, but I would never ask for it because it looks like one bullet hole for sure. And I don't know. Maybe I just blew it off. I have no idea. I didn't even look at the video. I was so pissed. But
I know for me, like not being used to shooting with the light, a lot of the time, like when I fired the second shot, like I had no idea where my dot was. I was just like relying on a lot of instinct because it was just much harder to track the streak in like the bright white light for me. So I had some pretty sloppy shooting. I mean, I had that edge hit and miss on like stage 2 as well. So
that's something I want to talk about. I really, 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 really like the PCSL target. We used it on 2 stages, I believe, last night, 2 or 3. I discovered a flaw with the PCSL target. Max, you got to fix this. This is bullshit. This can't be a thing. It cannot. If you're doing a 1-gun match with a PCSL target, the K zone I love. Jeff's a little meh on the K zone. I like the K zone. And I told all the ROs, if somebody's got 1K, just call 2 alpha. Period. End of story. But Steven had an alpha, and then I was actually scoring the target, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, Steven, and I'm looking around. The top right head box corner, there's a grease mark that has just barely creased the perf. Like, it's there. And I look to the zone, I'm like, you son of a bitch. It's a center A zone hit, and that in the upper corner of the head, alpha. Because inside the alpha is the K zone. So if you graze a skull on a PCSL target, it's still an alpha. We've got to change this. You can't be getting that kind of alpha, man. It's just... But
it seems a little bit shady, yeah.
The shooting gods were fair and just and made sure you had a mic elsewhere on that stage. So I felt somewhat vindicated by that, even though it had absolutely nothing to do with me. But no, it was the one thing I hadn't thought of with that target, though. The whole head box is A zone, with the exception of the K zone in the middle.
Yeah.
So...
How many people do you think actually went for just K zone? Or, well, how many actual just K zone shots do you think there were on our squad?
I know there was one on our squad.
Yeah, somebody took the close one.
Yeah, on that the L-shaped stage.
Yeah.
There was a dude who, but he did the thing you shouldn't do though, and he looked at it after he shot it to like, yep, I got it, and then moved on. You know,
which I think is something that is what will happen most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah. I don't remember who I was talking to. It might have been you, Steven, last night. We were talking about, or it might have been you, Jeff. I don't remember. Like, if there were some that were close enough, and you just like, I'm just gonna run these, and I'm gonna call them like they're plates, you know.
Yep.
And like, if they're there, they're there. If they're not, they're not. But like, waiting to spot them is not worth it. And
no, it's almost like a trap in its design that I think it's one of those like, oh, we're giving you options, but we're giving you a bad option. At least that's my feelings towards it, because I'm throwing 2 at it. I don't care. Like,
yeah,
Yep.
it takes another 0.2 of a second to throw another pair, or in your case, 0.11 hundredths of a second to throw.
Split monster. Yeah, and so I thought it did throw me off because I never shot PCSL target before, and so I had to be like, yeah, I think I'm on the center of it. Sure, let's go. And that definitely messed with me. But like, if I shot them every week, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal, and I still wouldn't. I still don't really care for them as targets. Like, I'd rather just put IPSCs out there.
Yeah, I mean, either one. I like both a lot. I think for a multi-gun, I think the PCSL target is a little cooler. Even for one gun, I mean, I think the K-zone thing is interesting. It doesn't. You're right, though. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of interesting, but not. It's not that practical to just shoot that, you know.
I think it has to be like the most niche like cases where it makes sense to fire off the 1 in a K zone and actually like take advantage of it. Because we briefly talked about that, where it's like if it's just something that's like just above capacity, so you could avoid a reload, but that's so hard to actually make a stage around where there's not a break where you could just sneak a reload in. So
yeah, I mean, if you did enough just K zones, well, you could, you'd be cutting the round count in half. Potentially. I mean, that's not terribly practical, and it would take way too long to do that. But if you've got, okay, there's 16 rounds to finish this stage, and I've got one really close target, I'm just gonna pop a K zone there and give myself one more makeup, for the rest of that. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those conversations of like giving people options, but really the logical, simple option is to drop mag reload. Like, give yourself more bullets and more options.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. I still kind of, I like it. You can't do a 3 per stage on it though. You're right, Jeff. Can't do a 3 per. But, so you put it in the rundown, Jeff. I just saw that. Clapping them cheeks. You met my buddy Bert last night.
Yes, I had never met. I don't know that I'd ever met Bert before.
Really?
I'm surprised you hadn't. He's from Sioux City. He shoots in Omaha quite a bit.
Right. He was literally at our last USPSA match and was talking to me about it, and I was like, I don't even remember. Like, I didn't even remember.
Were
seeing
you on
him
a
there.
squad? Are you too popular Jeff, to remember the little people at your club. You son of a bitch.
I mean, I was yelling at a lot of people that day.
You weren't happy. I do, and sick. I also remember.
Yeah. When Lane asks if you need a hug, like that's when you go, huh? Maybe I need to calm down a little bit. But yeah, no, Bert was having a conversation about like how he was going to defeat Steven and he was going to be clapping them cheeks, and Andy was like, what's that mean?
I don't know. I'm too old for this shit. I don't know what that means. I haven't heard that. I'm
What
thinking
a fun
it's
thing
like
to have to explain.
I know.
Well, Bert had no problem. He was like,
Oh,
someone
no.
come over here. Let me demonstrate.
Yeah, he has a particular, definitely a verbal style.
Yeah. No, he's very unique that way, 100%, for sure.
Verbal diarrhea. Yes.
Yeah. But when clapping, I was thinking like the cheeks are clapping together, you know, like, so somebody's got a really fat ass. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Like clapping.
Yes. He did explain that it. No,
Yeah.
it's fucking you.
Yeah.
Fucking you.
Oh, I also, I have some of the best friends because my buddy Robert brought his Glock 20 out before we started setting up, or like right as we started setting up, and pretty much the setup. I'll have mine. It's got a TLR1 on it and a Hollow Sun dot of some kind, and he's like, "Here, I thought you'd like that because I really want to get one." And I shot it before. That gun, it like. With 10, now he said they were probably a little softer Remington loads, like it wasn't exactly gold dots, but it was the thing. Like it was like a snappy 9mm, is what it felt like. Was my impression of shooting the thing. It was awesome. I loved it so much. And then I think you guys had left. Josh, who was on our squad, he was one of the ROs. He brought his M1. Because I had got him some primers and they'd been sitting in my basement forever. So he brought his M1 that he just got from the CMP and handed me he handed me a clip of ammunition.
Hell yeah.
He handed me a clip. And I put the clip in the magazine,
There you go.
clip people. And I shot it. And at first I'm just kind of going slow. I'm like, I wonder if I can like run doubles with this thing. And so the last 2 rounds I had left, like I went bang, bang. You can actually return an M1 pretty easily. Like, for a 30-06, double tapping the trigger, like, it's not bad. I have no idea what the hits would have looked like from 25 yards, but sure felt like an American when I got done with it. That's for damn sure.
Get
You
your
definitely
ping.
can't do it 10 feet from the target either because it just blows paper off the sticks.
Yeah. That happened when I had my M1A, and that actually had a muzzle device, so, like, there was dust and dirt and shit flying everywhere. And yeah. And then Steven brought me a bottle of Cut Spike whiskey.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And Jeff only brought me disappointment. But
dang.
That's reasonable. I mean,
no, I thought of that joke this afternoon. That's why I had to say that. But
I'm currently drinking Steven's whiskey. It's interesting.
It's not my whiskey. It's your whiskey now. This is all your problem.
It's peaty. Is that the word?
is
I'm
it a
looking
PD
for?
one?
It's not Petey. He's a liar.
He's probably right. Speaking of your friends and the silliness that they get into, one of your friends brought his night vision to the match,
yes.
and
Nick.
we have to talk about the hilarity that ensues when we watch someone shoot under night vision and how much it makes you want to buy $10,000 worth of night vision.
I know. It's really cool. He was like, "Hey, you want to shoot a stage with it?" I'm like, "My head won't fit in your helmet, dude. That's not going to be a thing." And I tried, and it wasn't even close. Like the dude's like a 7 1/4, and I'm like a 7 3/4. It was not even close. He was shooting the whole match. He got it a few months ago. Like he's had it a little while. I think he got it last fall, and sold his bass boat for it, I do believe. And then he was shooting. I mean, one of the biggest reasons he got it was for this. But he's also been just like sitting in his basement drinking beer with his night vision on, just messing with it. It is really cool. And So he shoots the match, and he's sort of walking around. We require all the night vision guys to have like a chem light on the back of their helmet so we can at least tell what direction they're pointing while they're shooting. And he goes through the match, and things are, going along. And then on our last stage, he was shooting with, instead of using the dot on his pistol, he was using a laser, like an IR laser that was on a light on his pistol. And so he was shooting with that, with the night vision, but the laser kept shutting off while he was shooting. And so he finally said, fuck it. And he turned the optic back on. And so then he goes to finish the stage. And there was one target on this stage. If you look at our Reddit, NASS, the sub on Reddit, I posted a picture of the backlit targets on this stage. We basically took a couple of work lights and shined them on the berm behind an array of targets, and they were like a mix of scoring and no-shoot targets. And so he gets to before you get to those, there's a line of barrels, and you have to reach over some barrels and shoot a target that is hidden by a no-shoot. But he's using night vision. And he literally, from the time he put them on, he didn't take them off all night. He didn't like move them up and just sort of like use his eyes. He was using the night vision the whole time. And you can't really tell the difference between a no-shoot and a shoot target with the night vision on. He goes up and he center punches 2 alpha into that no-shoot and goes about and finishes the stage. And we come back and we show it to him, and he poses for a picture. That's also on our Reddit. That's a picture of Nick with his 2 alpha no shoots, which aren't alphas.
About it.
He thought it was hilarious. It was funny.
For me and you, we had to like get up on our tiptoes to see the actual viable target under the no shoot just because of the angle. And I don't think he ever noticed that there was another target below that no shoot. So he just he's like, there's paper, gonna blast it.
Yeah. And by the way, that was Bruce's idea. I sent him the Practice Sim Designer version of that stage because I found there were actually like floodlights in Practice Sim. I'm like, oh sweet, I can actually like kind of get an idea what it would look like. And so I sent it to him, and he's like, that's awesome, but I made one change, and he put a no-shoot eye on that target over the barrels, or
I didn't
behind
like
the barrels.
That, but I do like the collaborative thing that you do with Practice Sim. That's cool. Just sending it
Oh,
back
yeah.
and forth. But the barrel target, just because it was, like, I had to get up there. I'm not particularly short, but I'm also not tall, so.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I didn't have trouble with it.
You're 9 feet tall, Jeff.
Jeff didn't have trouble with it. Yeah, it wasn't like the end of the world. It was just like I had to get in a very specific spot, like between the barrels.
Well, yeah, the middle of that target, was right in the middle of those barrels. So you didn't have to go all the way over the full diameter of a barrel to get to it.
Right.
So it wasn't that bad. Like I'm 6 foot. It was not. You just had to very deliberately do it.
Yeah.
There was one dude on our squad though, Tristan. He's a shorter dude, and he was bitching about it. And I was like, "Oh, come on, it's not that bad." And he's like, "What? I have to like reach way over." I'm like, "We all do. You're fine." Jeff's the only one getting off easy. He just looked down and shot it.
It was the first target. It was the one and only target that my height helped me on at this match.
Yeah, we didn't screw you with any low ports, did we?
Nope. I had a lot of fun because there was no low ports.
You heard it here. He had a lot of fun, Andy. He said it. He said it just now.
He had fun shooting a match. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, might have been last week, Jeff, I mentioned how, when podcasts talk about matches, the stages were good, but we're going to bitch about the stages now for the next 45 minutes. This is my match. And I don't want you just blowing smoke up my ass about how wonderful everything is, because it wasn't all wonderful. Like, what were the things that weren't quite so awesome besides, like, the new shooters scaring Jeff? Jeff's very afraid of new shooters, I learned.
Correct.
At this 100%.
Match. There was one stage that had 4 boxes, and one of them was offset slightly. And so when people were retreating, they kind of retreated at an angle. And some people on our squad were definitely on about 179 when they came around that corner. So that one made my butt pucker a couple times. But other than that, I really enjoyed the stages because, again, as I said earlier, I think people get over focused on trying to make stages. They think complicated equals fun. And I thought every one of these stages was a reasonable amount of like, hey, here's a challenge presented to you, do it. And like the floodlight stage was, it could only work at night, but it was very interesting having the like, okay, there's 6 targets that look exactly the same, but they're not the same. Mm-hmm. Which ones do I need to? Because I think I went 1, 2, and then transitioned to the wrong one, and then was like, oh wait, no, it's the far one. And so that it definitely worked, but as we joked, it could only work at night because
that stage would have been really dumb in the daytime.
Yep. But no, other than that, I enjoyed the stages in general. I did not intend to shit on them hardcore.
No, I'm not saying shit on them. I'm just saying, like, the other thing other shows will do is, oh, well, my friend who's on the show this week is on, so we're going to talk about how wonderful everything is all the time. Nothing's ever bad. We've never done a bad thing ever.
Right. And that's, I mean,
I'm just trying to be honest. Like, you can be honest. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
The match got opened up to so many newbies. Definitely, I'm not gonna lie. When the one dude walking around with his 1911 and 2 extra mags on his hip, and I'm like, "How are you doing this?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I've never shot a match before." I'm like, "Oh, you've picked hard mode. That's gonna be interesting." There was another new guy that I met. He had never shot a match ever before either, and he had found me while I was just kind of running around before, and I was like, well, we haven't done the new shooter thing, but like I just kind of went over a couple things with him real quick. He's a local guy who just never shot anything before, and it's like the thing I tried to impress upon him more than anything is like, don't try to keep up with the fast guys. Just be safe. No one gives a shit how good you are. No one's going to make fun of you. No one cares. The only thing anybody cares about is if you're safe. Because we're going to forget you. Like, the experienced guys aren't going to remember you at all, but they'll remember you if you do something bad. Yep, I had that conversation. We had one like brand new guy in our squad because while you were getting the final steps done, I asked the squad and I was like, "Hey, is anyone brand new, never shot a match?" And one guy's like, "Me," and I'm like, "Okay." And like, I would recommend if you got that many new people, going over the unload and show clear, make ready, like all that stuff is a good idea. And I ran him through it real quick and just being like, "Hey, dude, once your last shot is fired, the time is done. You do not need to do a pit stop, like unload, show clear as fast as humanly possible because every newbie at the end of a stage is like, okay, now I need to rip the mag out and eject it and like get my gun back in the holster as fast as humanly possible. And you're like, you could literally take 5 minutes for all I care.
Yeah.
Like, as long as it gets done safely.
Yeah. I one time saw a guy, it was his first match, and he gets done, and he was going hard, and he gets done, and he just goes, bam! Like, shoves that gun in his holster, like, fast.
Yep.
Like, he did not bam like the gun went off, just like, boom, in it went. And everybody's kind of looking around like, did he just break the rule? Is that loud? Can he do that? Well, no, he could. No, he's okay, but we needed, because it was very intense. Like,
yep.
Very intense, because we all knew it was his first match. It's his first stage, and he, like, the adrenaline was going. Like, you could see him, like, shaking when he got done.
Yep.
He's just sort of, like, looking at his last target, like, yeah, I did that. Oh. And so the RO is like, okay, now, and he's talking very slowly. So we need you to take your gun back out and unload and show clear.
That's what you got to do with them.
And yeah, it was intense, but he did it safely. Like, he didn't do anything unsafe. It was just kind of scary because of the speed he was going at. And
yeah.
So
Steven, what was in for you? How were the stages? I know you did them very well, but like,
well, yeah.
I mean, that's my favorite part about them.
Did
is
he
that
win
I shot
all
them
of
all
them?
very well. I didn't win all of them. Jeff beat me on one. Oh, you got to give him that one. And there was somebody else that took a couple, but it was enhanced optic shooters, so just a gang of cheaters.
Let's see. You won the first one. You won the second one. You won the third one. Oh, you got second on the fourth one and second on the fifth one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess you didn't quite win all of them. By the way, you got beat by .041 on the last stage. Somebody beat you.
What a scrub.
Yeah, loser. By a name I've never even seen before. I don't know who this guy is, but he's pretty good.
Seamus?
Yeah. Where's he from?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, he showed up.
He got like third overall or something like that. I think it was Steven, Jeff, Seamus. I was talking shit to Bert. He actually beat me by 3%.
He beat you and Robert was like, I came here with one goal.
Yeah.
Don't get beat by Bert.
And we both got beat by Bert. And honestly, that mic on the last stage is what cost me the match to Bert. So I had two final mic stages where I finished the stage and the last shot was a mic. And the other one was the one with the tuxedo in the, it was called Dark House. I had dark in, I think, all of them except... I think they all said dark. One was dark meat. One was, well, the one with the lit up berms was not quite so dark or something like that.
Darkwing Duck was one.
Darkwing Duck was another one. And the one that was Dark House was, there was a tuxedo and it was like the last target I shot. And I went bam, bam. And I had already like unloaded my pistol and jacked the round into my hand. And I look up and I see that the fucking second bullet hole is in the black. Like,
he yelled loud.
I yelled fuck very loudly. I was so mad at myself because I was about to throw it back in. I'm like, no, it's not going to be better. That's when
No, but that's a kind of just to go back to what Jeff asked. Like the stages were, none of them were particularly like difficult in target presentation or everything. Like the light was what made everything really interesting. Like if in the daylight, a lot of those would have been probably significantly faster, like the first two. At night, they were close enough that it like let some of us just kind of like push the speed a little bit, given the environment. But like the target presentations were all like just challenging enough for the situation, but still like if you didn't respect them enough, it would eat your lunch, right? And not to talk shit, but that's like kind of what happened on that one. It's like you came in there, you're just like those last two targets, you're like pop, 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 and then
No, a split monster came out at the end, and I turned into Jeff.
How to control the split monster.
I turned
into
Jeff.
How to control it.
I don't know how to control it. That was my first match of the year, and it was clearly. I was so happy my knee was feeling good, and I was running full speed. Like the mental block we talked about before, Jeff, it wasn't there. Like I was going hard on my feet the whole night. And felt good. Everything was good, but like I only shot like 80% of the points or 83%, or I think it was 83%. Like I shot a lot of deltas and Charlies. There was a lot of rust there for sure. But the thing that's kind of fun with the night match though is like the first stage we shot, it was a short, pretty hosey one actually, but it was a lot of, okay, they're over here. Now we got to go all the way across the it's not a wide bay, it's a pretty small bay.
No.
But like you got to go all the way across and you can't see those targets until the light gets there, and it's sort of like, where exactly was that? You know?
Oh yeah, so one tip that I will bring up for everyone is don't try to walk through the stage just using the ambient light. One sec. I for some reason decided that I didn't need to use my flashlight to look for every target, and my brain told me there's a target there on the Darkwing Duck stage, and I haven't gone through the video, but when I post it, you'll very clearly see me go first target, stop in the middle on nothing because that's where I thought the target was going to be, and it was like shit, bop, and then move on.
Yeah.
I bet that mental pause felt like an eternity too, as you're just like looking at the berm.
Where's
like,
the target? That's the thing. A lot of times a stage like that, I would put like one target, like kind of something you could see for the whole stage. And I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't. And yeah, that was kind of funny because all of a sudden like oh shit, there's
A lot of
nothing
them were-
there.
Yeah, a lot of them were also spaced out where it was like you would only see one target at a time with the beam. So you like had to like have faith in like kind of just knowing where to look and get the light there. But
Well, and part of it too is just like if you walk the stage, you're not necessarily like, okay, I'm going to shoot these here, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to shoot these here. But when you're actually shooting it, you might be a little further down the bay or maybe not as far down the bay. So like
Right.
where you thought they were going to be isn't where they're at,
yeah,
just because it's a different angle than you did in the walkthrough or whatever.
Right, you were very aggressive with your starts. Every time you would draw and take at least like 2 steps in, and I'm like, damn, because I didn't. But to your point, one of
Because
the
I'm
guys,
slow, Jeff. I'm fat and slow. I can make up those steps before I even shoot the gun. Like
right,
that was
it makes sense.
very intentional.
One of the guys asked me because like on that stage, I transitioned because you had a 2 targets stacked on each other, and I transitioned and I came to the top one and then went to the bottom one, and he's like, well, wouldn't it have been faster to like go to the bottom one? And I'm like, I had already fucked up, dude. Like at that point,
Yes,
like,
you're
I wasn't-
correct. That would have been the correct way to do it.
right, and like he was getting a little autistic with me, and I used my favorite term, which is you're kind of splitting cunt hairs here. and I was like, yeah, it would have been 0.01 seconds faster for me to transition to the bottom one and go up, but it doesn't take a genius to go, remember that target that
Yeah, it was
this one's
down there.
stacked on?
Yeah.
It's right below that. And so I was like, it probably did, but like when I had already fucked up, it didn't really matter by that point. And he's like,
at a certain point, like the gun is on the wrong target. I don't care. I need to shoot it. It doesn't make sense to go down and then back up. Like you're going to shoot the thing that's in front of you and then clean it up.
correct.
But you're tactical master Jeff. You know what's up. You know how to do this correctly.
Yeah. That's me totally.
I mean,
doing
the stacked target thing, like I prefer to go bottom top because then you can see both targets at the same time and
Right.
you can see where you're going to. And if you start at the top one, your gun and hands are in the way and it's just a little harder. But I've seen very good shooters who will do that because I think I'm going to pick up a little time here if I do it that way. You know, I mean, there's no
and-
absolutes.
Right, and that's one of those like little things because like on the 4 box stage, there was some discussion over taking 2 targets from the back right box as you transition
I think,
over
Steven,
to the
didn't
left.
we decide that was the correct way to do it?
It
Who
was
won that
apparently
stage?
the most correct way to do it. That was all on hits. You didn't get me on time.
Oh! What
was all on hits.
What is our sport? What is our sport? Oh, it's points divided by time.
I constantly grief
and-
my friends saying it's a combination of speed and accuracy, but yes.
and maybe just maybe turning those from 10 to 15 yard shots to 2 yard shots made them slightly easier for me. I don't know.
Here's where I play the left-handed card. It would not have been. It was definitely the play for me.
For you, 100%. Because I saw you walk through it one time, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, no, you cannot do my plan.
No,
because
no.
the wall did not allow you to get around it. Where for a right-handed, you just kind of like leaned out and just kind of let your weight fall. And
Well, Jeff, you're also talking about the 6-9 plan. You know, this
Well,
is.
I was talking about with,
all
with
you have to do is
Schumacher.
lean out. Tristan on our squad had to like get on tiptoes to get that one right around the corner. You know, it wasn't just a little reach around. You know, I mean, it would have. I mean, it almost would have been easier to just like put your hand behind there and go whap whap on that closer one.
That does make sense because the person that I was talking over my stage plan with was 6'4", so yeah, our conversation was a completely different conversation.
No,
but
for a shorter person, like Steven, did you walk it the way he shot it?
I walked an entirely different plan, and it wasn't until Aaron, I think, ran his that I decided I was going to do a different stage plan.
Okay.
Yeah, so I planned to do a weird. I was going to do back left, forward left, back right, forward right.
Oh.
Yeah. That was that comment over like the splitting, like because he's like, well, like this movement is slightly shorter than this movement. And I'm like, I think you're just splitting cut.
You would have.
bud.
I didn't. Okay, and even after I asked you guys to clarify that, and I was still confused. Now I understand it. That would have been. You would have taken the longest possible run of the whole bay.
But every one of them would have been shorter.
Yes. Every other one would have been significantly shorter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because if Jeff's plan would have covered the longest distance, like laterally twice, that would have covered the angle between. I'll draw triangles for you if you want to make sense of it.
We're at the point now where we're basically Dustin Hoffman saying we drive slow in the driveway on Thursdays.
I just like that Jeff talks so much shit about splitting hairs and is absolutely willing to split hairs.
Yeah.
You're not incorrect, but my people are like, "Oh, how do you do a stage play?" And I'm like, I find the simplest way to accomplish something, and I do it that way, and I try to do it really fast, and that's right. And
that's what I ended up doing because like the when I saw Aaron run it, I was like, oh, that just the transitions and the entries are so much cleaner than mine were.
Well, and
where we had to like find a specific spot, like barreling into a box.
And the way you and I did it, Steven, there was it was basically popper, paper. You didn't even have to stop in two of those spots.
Right.
Like you could just keep moving. Like you just kind of slow down. I mean, it was a little dangerous, especially on the second one where it was like paper and then I left on the popper and I'm committed. Like I have 1 foot left in the shooting area and I am going to be, as soon as I shoot this popper, I'm gone for the last shooting box. And it went pop, and it went ding, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it took me 3 shots to hit that full-size popper at like the minimum safe distance falling out of that box.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I was just in the air like delaying my foot hitting the outside until I got the hit.
You shot 3 times with a foot off the ground?
Probably not the first one, but the second one, like I was ready to go. Like I called it good and just did not hit anything, so I was just like leaning and hoping.
That does bring up one other comment about if any match directors are listening. They're like, oh, let's put on a night match. Like, having individual shooting boxes makes things simple.
We learned something last night for sure. We learned a lot about that stage.
Yeah, foot faults there were several times as the Nook RO, which my job is to look for foot faults, where I'm like, oh, that one. He started shooting way earlier than I expected him to, but like I can't see his feet, so
I can't shit.
Like, right? So I can't rightfully call a footfall when I literally can't see his feet,
right?
And so while it was a cool stage that I think would work, that stage would work good, like even in the daylight.
Yeah, that would be a fun one in the daytime.
I simplify your stages and keep it as one continuous shooting area because it just makes the scoring RO's life easier if you're trying to be super serial about your scoring.
Well, and we even started talking about like, okay, I know there's such a thing as glow in the dark spray paint. It would be one way of doing it. I don't know how practical that is.
Right, and then it becomes: does it light up enough for me to see their foot?
Right. Okay. And now, we could put glow in the dark stickers on the shoes. No, just make it one shooting area, dummy.
Right.
That's what I learned last night. There was a PCC shooter who he admitted to it, so good on him. So I won't say he cheated, but he was a night vision PCC shooter, and he shot a target through a wall, and they're like, why does this one look funny? Because like the hole was angled. The holes in the target were angled, and the RO noticed it, and he's like, oh, yeah, I shot it from back there. I think it was that target that there was a port unintentionally, and then we covered it with snow fence, and I think that's what it was. And so he wasn't doing it maliciously. He just, he technically shot it through the wall, but he wasn't trying to cheat. He just had an old stage plane.
Yeah.
So, no, that was a thing for sure. Having, whether it's a big square or, honestly, foot faults are going to be tough to see even if you do have one shooting area, because the L-shaped one, Josh, he had a stumble, but I couldn't tell if his foot was down outside or not. And he didn't, and he would have admitted it if he had. Like, he's like, I have no idea, dude. I'm like, well, if I can't make the call, I'm not making the call,
it's hard even for the shooter to know because my light's not pointing at the ground.
Right, you're not looking at your feet, and you might, I mean, there are times where I'm like, I knew my foot was down and I got away with it, or I knew my foot was down and I'm getting a procedural and I got one. I mean, It happens, but that was the first time we had stages where that happened, and it was just a learning thing from putting on the night match. In the past, we haven't run into those problems, so.
Well, it was cool though, because it was the stage that provided options other than where to reload. And I know, like, Jeff has already said his options piece, like, not always being necessary, but it is still nice to have that dialogue, like, with all the other shooters on your squad. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I'm going to go this way, and then argue with Jeff about how many steps something is.
It's part of the fun. It's just the discussion of that stuff.
Yeah.
100%.
For a certain level of shooter, I 100% agree. Again, going back to like the conversation of a match director putting on this match, if you put on a rifle match or a night match, the tactical people are going to come out of the woodwork, and you're going to have a lot of first-time shooters.
You're going to have a lot of thigh straps.
Lot of thigh straps.
A lot of thigh straps. The thigh strap gang walked up at one point, and I'm like, the tactical crowd is here. All right.
And as much as I like to talk shit about them all, and I will continue to, please be nice to them at the match. I had one guy. He found a table that happened to be the safe table, put his bag on there, took his gun out, put his gun in his holster, took his mags out, put his mags in and I was like, okay, for future reference, bud, like, you're not supposed to handle ammunition in this area.
Oh, the mags were loaded.
Right. The mag. Oh. Well, yeah, the mags were, because he was just stuffing them onto his belt, like, good to go. And I was like, okay, so in the future,
that's one of those things that's like not actually unsafe. Like, there's a reason why it's a rule, but it's not like he didn't do anything unsafe. He just broke a rule, and there's a difference. And when you're doing something like this, like, have some grace, just inform them, because odds are they just don't know. Because the people that know what's up with the safe areas, they don't make this mistake. There was literally 2 ammo cans and 2 giant boxes of federal pistol ammunition on a safe table last night when I was doing the shooter meeting. Like, I was standing in the bed of my truck, and I'm like, hey, can you move all that ammo off that safe table, please?
Yep. And my favorite was the 1911 guy was the one. Oh, that's
and
mine.
It was the 1911 guy. Yeah. But I mean,
I'm like,
hey,
respect.
Nobody DQ'd.
Yep.
There were some. You and I feel a little differently about this, I think, Jeff. You either break the 180 or you don't. I don't pucker. Like, you can kind of see things coming with a newer shooter maybe sometimes, but I'm not going to, like, run to everybody and go, you almost broke the 180, bro. Like, no, you either broke it or you didn't. If there's other sort of unsafe things or something I think happened but I didn't actually see, so I didn't call it. Like, there was one time I had a new shooter on the draw. I'm pretty sure he dropped his pistol, caught it against his body, like, as he was drawing, and he caught it against his body with his forearm and then re-grabbed it and then started shooting, but I didn't see it.
Right.
So I didn't call it. It's one of those things, like, I'm pretty sure it happened, but I didn't see it, so I'm not calling it. And after the stage was over, he went, "Oh yeah, I totally did that." Yeah. So
yeah, and again, there's just,
and I let him stay in the match because it was literally his first stage of his first match ever, and
right. And I try to be as lenient with newbies as I can. Like, I had a buddy of mine brought his boss, and the boss, when he went to unload and show clear, put his hand in front of the muzzle to come over the top, grab the slide to eject it, and I was like, all right, so you got your first mulligan of the day.
That is
your only
such
mulligan.
An old guy thing too.
Right. And
it's
so
such an old guy to, like, grab over the muzzle on the end of the slide to rack the slide. I don't know why old guys do this, but
right. And so
they do.
I give newbies mulligans, but, like, I'm just like, I've had enough guns pointed at me, and I'm a hypochondriac on the best of days anyways. And so, like, I'm just like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. But yeah, like,
did you figure out what that rash was, by the way?
The penicillin will clear it up.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
But Yeah, it's just there was like as I said on like bay 4 that going from the right rear box to the left rear box, there were I think 2 people on our squad that were it was sketchy and so like yeah it does make my butt pucker. I've seen like I've seen bad things happen, like not like I haven't seen blood, but I've seen clothes with bullet holes in it, and so like yeah it gives me a little butt puckering effect when I watch that movement, and I just want to warn people because I've learned this running a martial arts gym is like having a new person in class, great. Having 2 or 3 new people, cool. You can do that. If you got like 7 new people and you're like, ah, crap, like this, okay, like this kind of messes with the flow of like how things work. Like if you had 1 new person per squad,
unless it's designed to be all new people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have 3 ROs per state or per squad, and they all know like, hey, we're helping the newbies. But yeah, if you're just putting on a public normal match and it's like, hey, we have 15 new guys that showed up, you're like, this match is going to go forever.
Yeah. Well, and like our squad last night, we were pretty lucky because we had essentially
we only had 1 new guy that I'm
well
aware
no
of.
we had 4 and 2 halves of an RO. Like if Bert had to, he could have. If Nick had to, he could have. You know, we had a ton of experience on our squad. And so that made it good, but yeah, no, it was, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was super fun having you guys come up and shoot it. Before we move on, anything else you guys want to mention about it? Or I think there's going to be some questions in the Reddit stuff.
We will never be having one at the Omaha range because our range specifically in the bylaws says we are required to stop shooting at sundown. So I had 3 people at your match be like, oh, when's Omaha going to put one on? I'm like, hey,
yeah, that's the thing.
You don't want to come to our match because we're too close to a major city. So we're going to get a lot of interesting folks that show up to that. And B, our range, it's written into our bylaws. Like we have a disciplinary committee that has kicked people out of the range for shooting after dark. So like,
see,
yeah,
at my range, there was one night somebody got a phone call about. Now here's the difference. Your range is just outside a small town, outside a medium metropolitan area. Our range is 30 miles from a small metropolitan area and on the fringe of a small town of 3,000 people. So there was and this is before our club had grown a whole bunch, but it's 24-hour access. We got a key card. You swipe the gate, you open the gate, you close the gate. It's like a 24-hour fitness center. And there was a guy who was out there. He worked nights, and it was his day off. So he had a bunch of rifle loads he had worked up, and he went out to go group his rifle loads. And so he was shooting, and cop went out there just to go see what was going on, and he had set up floodlights in front of the target, and he's sitting back at 100 yards grouping ammo. And he didn't have a suppressor, but it's not against the law. There's no law. I know some states have a law, like you cannot shoot after dark. Like it's a hunting rule, like no shooting before 30 minutes prior or 30 minutes after sunset or sunrise.
Yep.
But outside of that, it's not against the law in our state. So, oh yeah, and thank you for typing that in there, Jeff. A lot of people came up to me. I'm guessing it happened to you too. A lot of people came up and said how much they liked the show, and thank you guys.
It's nice. It's nice to hear it in person because like there's a part of me that's like I'm just kind of speaking into the void, and I'm just having a conversation with Andy, and so
yeah,
like,
that's 100% how doing morning radio felt a lot of the time too. So it's
it was really nice.
It's
to
just
have
how
a bunch of people come up and be like, dude, love the show, love listening to you on my long drives to work or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's yay.
Yeah. Thank
Andy
you.
wore his awesome Not Another Shooting Show shirt from Michelle Weitzel. And Jeff, what did you wear to the match?
Just some
I
other.
wore I wore Michelle Weitzel
some
shirt.
other MW Activewear shirt that was not another shooting show. But
Because some of us are idiots.
you just never thought to do it.
It didn't even cross my mind until we were in the car, and I turned to Steve and was
And
like,
you're 100 miles,
Shit.
you're 100 yards from your apartment. You're not going back for it.
"Oh no, we were like in South Dakota by that point," and I was like, "Oh, I should have fucking brought my not another shooting show shirt."
Yeah. Well, it happens. Okay, I have a bit. If this goes good, we're gonna do it more. But Steven doesn't know this is coming. It's for whenever we have an interview, we're going to do a bill drill. What's a bill drill? It's 6 rapid fire questions, Steven. We're gonna alternate asking you questions, and you literally get 3 seconds to answer. And if you don't answer in time, I'm giving you the old, you're getting the buzzer. Okay.
Fair enough. I can't wait to hear how contentious and awkward these questions will be, just to make it really fun.
I wanted to have music, but I was ill prepared because I made the mistake. Here's where I went really wrong this weekend. I had a jam-packed weekend. I had a private class yesterday, and then the night match, and then I had another class today, and then the podcast. And like an idiot, I said yes to the music guy at church when he asked me to play guitar this morning. So then I literally filled every minute of my weekend. So,
dude, did you sleep at all last night?
A little.
Granted, you didn't do the drive, but still.
No, but it was. I didn't get to bed till like 2 a.m. anyway. So, okay. I don't have a music bed for this, which is gonna bug me, but that's okay. I would use Jeff's, but the wrong answer is on a different page of buttons, and it won't work. So, here we go. Steven, your bill drill. If you could have only one pistol, is it a Shadow 2 or a Glock?
Glock 47, hands down, probably right now. Yeah.
Fucking weirdo. Who is worst at pistol shooting, the Air Force or police?
Police.
What is your favorite word to yell when you make it?
We'll address it later.
No, you're out of time. What is your favorite word to yell when you make a mistake on a stage that is not fuck?
Oh shit, oh fuck.
Can't confirm. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you hate yourself after a practice session?
Solid 8 usually. Solid 8.
True or false? Cats are a superior pet to dogs.
I love my cat. I have a dog, but I love my cat. Yes. Yes. Cats.
Have you ever beat Andy at Iowa section?
No, but it's not looking good for you this year, bud.
Not if you keep practicing. We didn't have to time you out. Well done, Steven. I looked up the history. In 3 times you and I both shot that match, you have never beat me, although the first time you were shooting production and I was in CO, so that kind of...
When you said it during the intro, I pulled up my phone and I was like, fuck,
you already
did he beat me in 20? I was like, did he beat me in 2022 too?
I had no idea if I did or not, but I did look when I was writing these questions the other day. So
I think that was like my first full season of Carry Optics, because the first time I ever shot Carry Optics at a match was at Great Plains 21, I think, and I got like high C.
You were still new in the sport though that year, weren't you?
That was like my first year.
Because I didn't even know who you were, and I was like asking Omaha people, like, is this guy okay, or will he be an OKRO? And
here's a good one for you, Andy. Ask him how long he'd been shooting before he shot his first match.
Steven, how long had you been shooting before you shot your first match?
Like single-digit months. I didn't buy I bought guns. I bought one gun. I bought a fucking Springfield XD, and then a Shadow 2.
Why is it everybody and their dog who owns one pistol? It's an XD.
Our local gun shop was like they were simping for XDs.
Oh, dude, every gun shop is simping for XDs. They've got a spiff program. Like if someone's like, hey, look at this Hellcat. Okay, they're trying to get themselves an M1A because they got a spiff program that's going to give them a free M1A. Oh, I have a very serious question to ask you guys.
Okay.
I'm glad you reminded me of that, Jeff. What is a less reliable pistol? The Prodigy or a Staccato?
Man.
I'm gonna say the Prodigy just because, like, as an entire release, it failed.
Everybody who bought one has the exact same problems. Dustin on our squad last night. Actually, no, we had 5 ROs because he's one too. He bought one and has had nothing but problems with it. And
everyone who bought one has a checklist of $500 of upgrades you must do to it to make it as reliable as a malfunctioning Glock.
Yeah, that's pretty much the case.
I've never had hands on either of them, but like,
me either.
I agree with Jeff about the stories with the Prodigy. Is like the initial release was pretty much botched and nobody had them working reliably. I have heard that now they are more reliable out of the box, but everybody that purchases them is still it's like a Gateway 2011. And you're going to change out all the parts on it to make it a decent 2011. So
it's kind of like the Rock Islands back in the day when they had those double stack 2011 guns. I think they still make them, but there were a small handful of people, mostly in 3-gun. I don't think anybody was using them in USPSA much, but it was like, oh yeah, you can get them to run and work pretty good on the cheap, but you have to do a whole bunch of shit to them to make them reliable.
And that's the great conundrum of like the 2011 world is like, because for some reason I don't know why I follow the 2011 subreddit and it is the dumbest subreddit that exists. And it's just people like, here's my $8,000 Infinity and here's what I had to do to get it through its break-in period, and I'm like, here's my Shadow 2. I took it to a match. Ow, it worked. And like they spend like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to replicate a Glock.
It was
like I don't get it.
Sorry, last year when I was in Texas last year for training, I shot the World Pistol Shootout, which was like the new version of the Infinity Open. So there were a bunch of like 2011 Infinity shooters there, but it was essentially a USPSA or hit factor match. So there were a lot of other like Glocks, CZs, whatever, showing up. And it was unusually cold for a Texas morning. And just the amount of malfunctions, the amount of like 2011s that didn't run was mind boggling, but funny.
So what you're saying is we just need a gunsmith booth at a match. It's like all 2011 shooters. You can take it over to Jim over there and he will fix it.
It was at the Infinity headquarters. It was on their range. So that's essentially how it was. But everybody had grease on their guns, like, and it was just a 30-degree morning that day.
The funniest part, did you guys see Dustin's gun, his Prodigy?
I thought it was a Staccato, but yeah.
His was not a Staccato. His was a Prodigy. And it looked like that Glock that we talked about last week that I posted on Reddit, that it looked like somebody dipped it in gun oil. Like,
oh yeah.
His hoodie that he had on, where it was kind of sort of touching his holstered pistol, was just covered with black dots and grease and oil.
I'd heard you say that, but I didn't make the connection. But yeah, I mean, Ben Stager's currently doing a semi-torture test.
That's what made me bring this up. I saw his Instagram post where he got just shy of 500 rounds before it gacked on him. His Staccato XC.
Right, and then the 2011 forum has posted that video like 3 times, and it's just Staccato simps just being like, well, if he would go through the proper break-in period, and if like he didn't limp wrist it, and like
that was dude, the best comment on his post, his Instagram post, I think it was Christian Seiler said, well, are you sure you're not limp wristing it? I laughed so hard.
Very good.
Okay. I have one other thing I want to ask, because I do have a couple of Shadow 2 shooters on the show. I have probably 5 magazines through a Shadow 2. I don't own one. I've not shot one much. But I just randomly thought of this as like a thing for you and I to talk about, Jeff, and since Steven's on here, it's working out perfect. I'm guessing at some point CZ will release a Shadow 3. You know, they'll complete the trilogy and the saga will be complete. What would it be? What would it have? How would you improve a Shadow 2?
As the owner of the island of misfit Shadow 2s, I would say that a Shadow 2 cannot be improved. It is perfection as is. But honestly, for me, it would have to be a striker fired all steel in a Shadow 2-4.
So
we've had this conversation. So me and Jeff had talked about this like both times in the car.
Oh, really?
In the past couple weeks, yeah.
So it basically it would be a P10, but a Shadow 2 minus the hammer and striker fired.
Because I don't know really what else you can do to the Shadow 2, like make it drop safe without like taking away for like the gamification of it. Like there's not really a whole lot of like ground to be gained in upgrading the Shadow 2, I don't think.
For the most part, if people don't screw with it, it is drop safe. Like
right. Yeah, if you don't have the firing pin and the lightened springs in there, yeah.
It's generally drop safe. Like the triggers, it is the dominant competition pistol in the world. Like if you go to Thailand, if you go to South Africa, if you go to Brazil, if you go to a match in America, if you go, like it will be Shadow 2s everywhere for all the eyes to see. And it's like it is perfection. And people are
no, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
Glock is perfection. Haven't you seen the poster? Glock perfection.
Yeah, I know. And they have 5 generations of perfection.
Yeah.
Whereas
always perfecting the perfection. Glock, USA.
Where Shadow came out with a second one and went, yeah, we're fine. We won.
Yeah.
I think that the trend right now though is it's like since the 320 the first one where it was the X5 Legion, like just heavy polymer striker fired guns is kind of the way that things are going to go, because you can get pretty damn good triggers going in them.
Yeah.
And you have all the weight that you want with a Shadow 2.
And you get to skip the double action because double action's so hard.
Yeah, and so it's still a gun that you can split the shit out of that doesn't require as much work out of the box to get it to that point.
Yeah, like how much stuff I know pretty much everybody does stuff to their Shadow 2, so it's not like and I'm not like trying to, because I mean like I do stuff to my Glocks if I'm going to shoot them in matches. Like what's like Jeff, you've got like 3 or 4 of them, right?
Yeah, I have 4.
What do you do to them? Like what's your standard, okay, I'm going to do this to a Shadow 2?
So if I get a brand new Shadow 2 out of the box, first thing it gets is a Cajun custom competition kit. I get, I think they're like
what's in the kit?
Everything except for a new trigger. So
like the trigger shoe is the only thing that doesn't change.
It comes
pretty
with a new
much.
Trigger. It does come with a new trigger.
Oh, does it get? Well, I don't get the reach reduction.
You replace all of the trigger parts.
If you get the full kit, yeah.
So there's a kit with a reach reduction, but if you have adult size hands, you don't have to get the reach reduction. But
You sound like Lane saying victim weight.
correct, 110%. Victim weight. Anyone under 200 pounds is victim weight. Get fat. We're harder to kidnap.
Steven, how about you? What do you do to your Shadow 2?
The same thing, except I have actual adult-sized like hands, so I need the reduction kit. I don't think it's necessarily necessary, but I did it pretty soon out the gate. Like as soon as I found out about it, I had it installed in mine. So I don't have a whole lot of experience with factory Shadow 2s, as it were.
I don't have
just the Cajun kit, and then you're pretty much set.
I have no experience with a Shadow 2. I do have experience with one double action, single action gun, and that is a Beretta 92X. Not the performance, just the regular one. Because I'm a hipster. When I'm going to pick a gun nobody shoots in USPSA, I'm going to pick the one nobody shoots. I like that one more because the factory grips that came with it were better than the ones that came on the performance, and it was like $600 cheaper on top of it. Like Beretta triggers don't really have that sort of reach problem that the CZs do. They don't have a super curly trigger. They have that giant trigger guard area. If you got big fat kielbasa fingers, like it's a little easier to get your finger in there. But Steven, you only shot for a few months before you started shooting USPSA. Like, was the double action like a thing that hung you up, or did you
it really my shot a couple times with a friend. He got me into it, got my purchase permit, and bought the XD, and then the Shadow, like, because I got tired of shooting paper standing still and saw competitions online through another friend. Bought the Shadow, got very, very discouraged early on after like a couple matches, and then found out about the 320 X5 and bought that. Shot that for a little while, and
then you
switched
had
back
an
to the
out-of-battery
Shadows.
detonation.
Yeah, then my hand exploded. I died, and when I was reborn on this mortal plane, I grabbed my Shadows. So I fucked around with a few different things before like sort of coming back to the Shadow and just like getting through it. Like that's.
Did you just like, okay, it's not gonna be a thing anymore?
I don't think I ever really reached like that level of confidence. Like
I think-
the Ben Steger, like it's only in your brain. Like no, it definitely. fucks with me.
That was how I got over it. Was I just decided this is not going to be a problem. I'm just going to shoot it because I was struggling with it, like trying to overthink it, and I would draw a 10-yard target, and I'm going to shoot doubles, and it was just like wham 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 wham, and I just treated that double action like it wasn't there, and it went away very quickly. And
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's the easiest way to get over it. You know,
For
if
sure,
you
there's
overthink
something-
it, you'll make it a problem. You will.
yeah, there's something to it. I was just like always aware of it. It was never to like the point where I would like oh, this one's going in the berm. Like no,
Yeah.
I would specifically practice like I'm gonna open on steel just so I like develop some confidence with this thing and some patience with the trigger and my sights. So it's never really like what I'd call like an issue, but it was still something that's like always been in my head. So
Okay, we have a Reddit page or a Reddit subreddit that Jeff. Do you ever look at it?
Yeah, I
Oh, you
look
do.
at it every day.
Oh, okay. You never put anything in there. I was kind of hoping you'd help me do stuff in there, but
I'll be better.
okay. I don't
Wear
think
the
you're
shirt,
technically
Jeff.
a
Wear the
mod,
shirt.
though, are you? Yeah.
No, I haven't made my alt account. I'm yet. I'll
Okay.
get my alt account made.
Oh, okay. I think this is a guy I know. Yes, it is Mo. For both of you, I don't know if he knew Steven was going to be on. Describe a typical practice session. Is there such a thing as typical?
Yeah. I have two types of practice session. So my semi-individual, I try to bring a friend, but I don't have very many friends. Is I do designated target, which is I use a steel in the middle, and then I'll have 4 papers that basically go steel to that paper, back to the steel, to the next paper, steel, next paper, steel, next paper. And then every Sunday during match season, I go out with my buddy Lane and anyone else that we decide can keep up with our shenanigans on a Sunday. And we basically set up mock stages and run those for about 300 rounds. So each of these practice sessions is about 300 rounds. I try to shoot them. I try to shoot at a level of where the wheels are falling off, and I tend to leave them basically thinking I should quit for me.
What was the last thing you said? You dropped out.
Oh, sorry. I tend to leave a training session thinking I should quit the sport and sell all my guns. So
That's
that
Lane
is
in
it.
your head.
100%. Like
Yeah.
when me and Lane shoot, he's an excellent person to shoot with. The only problem is that if you have a bad one, he will simply go, "Do you want to talk about it?" And you go, "No." And he goes, "I didn't think so." And so he keeps a very high standard, and you know following a top 20 in the nation GM on a drill, it's tough.
Oh yeah.
So
100%. Steven, how about you? Typical practice session.
Kind of similar. My main thing is like I like to practice with one other person usually. I've done like 3-person practices. Like I've gone out with Jeff and Lane, and it's been very, very productive because they don't fuck around. They're very efficient, but I'm very like personality dependent. So I try to have somebody that's either close in skill or either ahead or behind and very motivated. And as far as like target stuff, one of the things that I got from Jeff and Lane was throw some targets out there. Don't think about it too much. Throw up some vision barriers and then shoot them in the weirdest fucking orders you can think of. Change it up every couple reps, like shoot 2 mags, like going like left to right to center, and then have your friend go while you reload, and then they pick an order to do the things. And just make it just awkward, make it hard for each other. Pick things you wouldn't normally do, pass over targets. It's not worth the time to like build a stage, so you just have to like make do with what you can and make it difficult, but not unreasonable. So
The wind blows 25 miles an hour every day in South Dakota, so I can't just drag barrels out and do stuff. So I often will drag a wall out, and I will have to nail it down. So I'll drag out like an 8-foot wall and then just arrange some targets in a way, or I'll drag out also like a 2-foot wall with it, just so I have something that I can kind of move around, and I'll just put a plate on it so it doesn't tip over. And I kind of like what you said, Steven, like I'll just run it in stupid orders. Yep. And any order, because it doesn't matter if it's the correct order, I'm just practicing entering and exiting at all these weird angles.
And it's not like something I would ever do in a stage. Like, it wouldn't make any sense to shoot the targets as they're laid out in the way I'm going to shoot them.
Right.
But you have to, like, the suspension of disbelief. It's practice. Do something specific,
yeah,
like, to work a particular idea. I just don't like drills that much. They get old.
Yep. I'm the same way. Like, equating it to like my kickboxing is like, some people are like, oh, I must work on my jab. I must just punch with my left hand for 1,000 times. And I'm like, I'm already bored. I don't even want to play with this game. Like, I people, which is basically practice fighting. Like, that is the game I am playing. I'm not here to be the best guy at kicking with my right leg. I'm here to be the best dude at fighting another human being. When I'm shooting USPSA, I'm here to be the best person at shooting a USPSA stage. I'm not here to be the best guy that can cross my feet over a bar hop drill thing. And so shooting a mock stage, I find very valuable. And it's as simple, like Steven said, and a little bit to follow on with Andy, is like, we put up 2 walls. That's it. Like, we put up 2 walls. Maybe one has a port. Maybe it doesn't. Really doesn't matter. And it's basically like, start on the left, you engage target 2, 6, and 7, and then you go to the middle and you engage target 1 and 4, and then you go to the left and engage whatever's left. And it doesn't make any sense. It's not efficient, like, in your brain, but it's there to make you go, hey, you're doing this, this, and this from this spot. You're going to this spot, and you're doing this, this, and this, and then you're going to this spot and doing this, this, and this. That's how I set up my stage plan. Is I'm going to that spot, I'm doing this, this, and this. I go to this spot, I do this, this, and this. I go to this spot, and that's as deep as the thinking goes behind it.
Bert wrote on our Reddit, Tactical Jeff, including duty belt and shutting his light off when he moved. I'm pretty sure I saw him scan for more threats after every stage.
Jeff, position Soul King.
I will never confirm nor deny looking for more threats because I don't want them to know about it. But yeah, no, that's a tip for if you are shooting a night match. Be used to manipulating your light, and like if you have long fingers, you might, I don't know, turn your light back off when you put your finger outside the trigger guard. So yes, no, I went.
Hey,
at
least it didn't
tactical.
go strobe on you this time.
Oh yeah, I'm skipping ahead because I'm on the forum reading them. Turn the strobe feature off of your light. It's dumb and it's unneeded, and just turn it off. It's completely unneeded. You forgot the strategies for maintaining tension in certain muscles.
Well, I wanted to get to the stuff I wanted to get to first because we are running long. I was editing for time and content. So, I mean, do you have a strategy for maintaining tension since you brought it up? I don't unless I am having a problem with it. And then I will shoot consciously, relaxing it until I feel like I don't have to anymore.
Right. Mine is don't overthink that. Like, the only thing I think about tensing is my left hand. That is as far as my thought pattern goes.
And I don't really think about tensing anything ever.
Yeah. And
you know
so,
what I mean? Like I don't think about squeeze. Sometimes, like when I'm out of practice, I'm not gripping the gun hard correctly. That's like an out of practice thing for me mostly.
Right. And for me, this is just kind of a little bit of like a teacher trauma of like, because Joel will walk up when he used to come to our training sessions, and he would walk up behind me and be like, your shoulders are too tight and just this, and you're on your toes.
I have muscles, motherfucker.
Right. And I was just like, I don't feel them, dude. Like, I don't feel tense, and I'm shooting it faster.
You see those bulges
there?
Those are called pecs. You see them bulges? Those are deltoids.
Yes, exactly. So just don't overthink it. Like, grip the gun, shoot fast, split hard. That's as fast. That's as deep as my thought pattern goes on it.
Yeah. There was one that I was asked in person. I told him last night to go put it on the Reddit because I'll forget, and he did. And this was Tristan memorizing a stage, what to do on a walkthrough, visualizing it, etc. Like, I was like, well, what do you mean? And he's just like, dude, I suck at like stage planning and like memorizing it. I fuck it up every time.
You mind if I go first on this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I've broken this down for several people that had the same like issue, because it's just a matter of like complication and experience. If you're just now starting or you're like fairly new, there are certain places you have to be to shoot targets. So you need to find those spots and you shoot the targets that you have to shoot from those places, and then figure out what's redundant, because like you mentioned earlier, Andy, sometimes things are available in multiple spots. Like, so as long as you hit those spots and shoot the things you have to shoot and don't shoot them multiple times, like that is the first step. And then as you get experience, like getting from that spot to that spot to that spot, then you have to look at blending. And that's like a whole other thing, but you're just seeing what you can get away with to make the transition smoother between there. But it's really not a complicated thing. Like, you shoot the order of targets that's comfortable for you from the place that it's comfortable for you, and just do what you can get away with based on your skill level.
That sounds like a guy who's a giant shooting nerd who didn't even own a gun 4 years ago kind of an answer. I guess I'm more of a step one, find all of the targets. You know, where are they?
Made that mistake.
You know, where
that's
are
like
they?
Step 1A in my process.
Like, that's well, what's step one?
Oh, I was just saying, like, I don't like, I didn't break it down like to micro level. Yeah, like, that's a thing I do, but
I'm not going micro level. I'm just kind of making it like, keep it simple, stupid. Find all the targets. Then, you know, based on whatever the start position is, once you know where all the targets are, then it'll make it easier. Like, don't just walk the stage and go, okay, there's targets. Like, get out of the shooting area. Go find them all and count them and make sure you account for all of them. Then go to wherever the start position is and then locate them all. I don't even necessarily like, I'm going to shoot that one and that one. I'm just like, okay, there's those and those. And just the walkthrough, my first two walkthroughs are just familiarization. Like, where is shit at? Then I'll sort of start the air gunning thing and find stuff. And then once I do that a couple times, then I pretty much quit walking it. And I just, unless there's something like you said that you noticed me doing, Jeff, is I come out hard on the beep because the start position is outside the shooting area. So I'm going to get as far downrange as I can while I'm drawing, and then start shooting to just eat up that little bit of space or whatever. So, yeah, I guess that's
right. And my
and it does
version,
just get better with experience. Like, and I know Tristan, I think this is like his third year doing it. So like, he's way better than when he started, but it's just one of those things you do just get better with experience. And if you get a practice, like, just practice planning a stage. You can do that in dry fire. Just practice memorizing the order of these targets you're going to shoot them in. And
or watch.
Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
Watch people's videos on Instagram and be like, is that how I would have shot the stage? Where am I seeing these targets from? Why did he shoot that one from there? Like it's like watching film. Like, Kobe Bryant watched film. Michael Jordan watched film. Like, watch other people's match videos and be like, why did you stop there for that one when you could see it up there? That seems silly.
Another question. All three of you have been match directors. As someone who enjoys helping out with matches, what does it take to be an MD? Stupidity.
Surprisingly little.
Right. Show up.
Okay, you got a couple of cynical, jaded match directors here who are tired.
Hello.
Steven, you've also been a match director?
Probably less than Jeff for sure at the outdoor. I've only done like one of our USPSA matches at the outdoor, and a few indoor ones.
Okay. As far as like club matches go, you just have to have a base level of organization and make sure stages get designed and stages get built.
It's project management.
It's small project management, and don't be don't be an asshole, but don't be afraid to be firm. You know, and I don't mean that like well, you just got to lay down the law because here's how it's going to be. No, people will try to take advantage of you. People will try to show up 2 minutes before you start shooting and go, "Oh, can I register? I didn't register on Practice Score." No, you're too late. Like, if you have a registration deadline, stick to it. Don't, because they'll just keep abusing it. You need to train the shooters.
Yep. If someone, so at my club, when someone shows up to check in, the check-in person, I've told them on multiple occasions, and like when I'm doing the check-in, I say, "Cool, go to bay 2, help them," and I send them to, because people, especially new guys, they don't know what to do. So send people to do a task.
We had a ton of help to set up last night, and there was a lot of standing around because I was at that point the only person who was like someone who could lead the building of a stage. Like the other experienced guys hadn't got there yet to lay it out. And so we had like 20 guys standing around Bay 4. That was a small stage. We didn't need 20 people to build that stage, you know. But at the same time, like the one thing I struggle with as a match director is just delegating. Like, you know, I should have just gone, here, go build that. Like, just let them fuck it up. We'll fix it later. At least it's halfway built, you know?
Yeah. Whereas I'm the opposite is I'm like, you're the captain. That captain is in charge.
Yeah.
And like, listen to him. And like, I'm blessed because my club has a lot of institutional knowledge that actually pisses me off that they don't take more like initiative. Like they'll come find me for something. I'm like, you've been shooting this sport longer than I have. You know the answer to the question you are asking me. Why are you asking me this? And so like, I'm very much like, hey, so the way my club does it, we find 5 stage designers and I let them build whatever stage they're going to do. I give very little input into what they do unless there's something that I believe is truly unsafe because they volunteered. And if someone's like, this stage is stupid, I'm like, cool, volunteer next month.
Build a stage.
Right. Do not come to a match director and be like, this was dumb, or you should have done this, or this, or this, or this, unless you're saying, you should have done this, and next month I'm going to show you why you should have done it by doing it myself.
No, the only time I'm good with that is if people are like, hey, we got shoot-throughs over here, or this is illegal, or, you know, that kind of stuff is fine. Like, that doesn't bother me at all.
But like, it's sometimes people be like, this stage is dumb, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. But he volunteered to build it, and I wasn't going to do it.
And I'm going to kick your ass on it. So
yeah, and so like, come as cynical as I sound, please come to me with a solution to the problem. Be like, hey, this stage doesn't work for this reason, so I'm going to do this and this. Cool, dude. That sounds like you understand what's going on. Fist bump. If so, like this guy's asking, you enjoy helping out with matches? Sweet. Show up early. Start designing stages. Start just writing on a napkin. Like, oh, I want this would work. Or like I have 12 stages saved on my Instagram because someone posted a cool stage and I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be cool to build. And like, show up a little early, walk up to a match director and go, how can I help you? What do you need done? Be like, oh dude, could you go get like 2 dudes and start carrying walls to this bay because I got the stage builder and no one else helping them. So like that's how you start with the help.
We have one more question from Fat Abs on Reddit. I want to hear your plot to drag Jeff into the woods for an elk hunt and an Alone-style documentary of him suffering in the wilderness. By the way, Fat Abs, apparently on Reddit and Instagram, is none other than Stephen Tomlinson.
Basically everywhere on the internet.
Yeah. Where did that come from? I've always wondered, where does Fat Abs come from?
It was a deployment-related joke. When I was at my fittest, it didn't look like I was that fit because I have a thick midsection, so my abs were fat. I look like Chuck Liddell, is what I'm saying. Like I had a 6-pack, but it looked like a gut. It was weird.
He's got that growth hormone 6-pack.
Yeah, I got HGH abs. I don't know if it's bad posture or what, but yeah, just they're fat-looking abs.
But
yeah, I should be finding out in the next couple of days if I'm getting an elk tag in Montana or not. So by the time this podcast drops, I should know.
As long as I don't have to carry a ton of stuff, I could be down for this.
You might have to pack out an elk.
Like, yeah, that's the whole point. Like, if you're going like and something gets shot, you're gonna, carry a cord or or something.
I get that part, but you do have to acknowledge that I'm going to bitch the entire time.
Yeah. No, as much fun as it would be to just,
make me suffer.
Yeah, I mean, you're the ultimate city boy.
Yes, 110%.
And I'm not the most backwoods country boy. I grew up in a small town in South Dakota, so like, I was still a town kid. I didn't even grow up on a farm, but I don't know. It would be fun, but I wouldn't want Jeff to ruin my hunt. So that's the only problem.
And and that will continue to make me be as obnoxious as possible.
Yeah.
I've slept outside 7 days in my life, and I don't intend to increase that number.
Oh, so like sleeping outside when there's snow on the ground, you wouldn't be down for that?
Hard fucking pass.
Holy shit, Jeff! Even I've done that. Granted, I had to. The Air Force made me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was in the military, wasn't it?
We invented the indoors for a reason, and I support that invention.
Well, I slept indoors too. The door was just made out of fabric, and it latched with a zipper.
Nope, I'm out. Zippers are nope.
I have to mention this, Steven. This Cut Spike whiskey is good.
It's my favorite whiskey. It's local.
I dig it. Yeah, it's distilled and bottled in La Vista, Nebraska, suburban Omaha. No, it's not peaty, but I can't identify what I'm tasting. It's sort of like, oh, we're gonna make you think this is peaty, but it's not. It's better than that. It's somewhere between peaty and like rye spice kind of thing. I can't but it's smooth. That's the thing. It's sort of got like it kind and it's not. It's not a rye.
Nope.
Is it?
No, it's just an American whiskey. It's it doesn't have enough corn to be a bourbon. And it's made in Nebraska, which is wild. But no, it's Old Faithful. It is like my favorite whiskey. It's nothing like super special.
It's
I'm not
damn
a whiskey
good.
expert. It's just good.
I'm not either. I've got a bunch of bottles of bourbon, and whiskey, most of which are like the one you bought me. A friend gave it to me. And I've probably only paid for half the whiskey I got out on the piano in the other room. But
I need to start a podcast.
This, people bring you like good stuff. Like I have yet to pay for a bottle of Jefferson's Ocean because two friends brought me a bottle of it when they were on a podcast. So no, Cut Spike. This is good shit. I'm going to make sure I get some next time I'm in Omaha. Cause it's probably not, I might get sold up here somewhere, but
You're here in June for the Cornhusker Classic.
yeah, I'll be there in
SPSA.
June. Hopefully I'm not on crutches. I might not be running a timer for that.
No.
We'll see what happens. I was so optimistic last night when my knee felt good. Like somebody asked me like, how's your knee? I'm like, it's good. Like I'm very excited. Like it's feeling good. And then I woke up this morning and it was swollen.
I was sore as hell this morning too, but it wasn't my knee. It was just like I woke up and I just like my legs and like groin and hips were just like everything was tight. So it was, yeah.
Your groin and hips. That must have been a hell of a ride home from Canton.
You had to pay for it somehow.
Yeah, that was a long ride. All right.
No further questions.
Steven, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Thanks for coming up to the match last night. It was a good time.
No, thanks for putting on. Literally the night match was my single favorite shooting event that I have partaken in so far. It was
Really?
a blast. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
No,
good squad,
it's fun.
good stages, good time. It was fun.
It was seriously, it was one of the most fun times I've had shooting too. I couldn't say for sure, but like definitively, but I haven't had more fun at a match than I did last night. It was a hoot. And I was even the match director for it. Like, that just goes to show how fun it was, because usually it's like, anyway. Thank you for being on, Steven. Say bye, Jeff. I'm about to do the outro.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye. He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is Not Another Shooting Show. Like, that just goes to show how fun it was, because usually it's like, anyway. Thank you for being on, Steven. Say bye, Jeff. I'm about to do the outro.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye. He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is Not Another Shooting Show.